many of you were having a lot of enjoyment listening to last Sunday. I've got Shawn Precious Bullyon.
What's up,
And
everybody?
if you guys want to go check out his channel, go down below. There's a link that'll take you to his channel. He's got some cool videos. He is a man of many talents, and he's someone that I've gotten to know quite a bit just in my time doing a stacking channel. So um, anyway, I'm out in Boston today, and thought we'd jump on to do a quick video here. Yes, I'm all fancy surfer right now with my suit on,
Yeah, I'm way
and
underdressed.
Sean's way
Yeah, I forgot.
underdressed.
I didn't get the TPS cover page memo that it was dressed up Friday, and I was like, yeah, screw that email. I'm not reading that email.
Yeah, so sorry guys, we had a little some technical issues here. I don't have my personal computer with me. I just have my mobile phone, and that way I can't do our normal streaming. That's why you're seeing this vertical format. We're just doing this off of YouTube today instead of using StreamYard. Um, they don't make it very easy to do it from a phone, so it took a little longer to get this thing going. And but we're here. So I know there's a couple other streams that are going to be going on tonight. Some of them have already started. So we're going to chat for a few minutes, and then we're going to take you guys over to one of those other streams and send you over that way to go help out the community as well. But if you saw the thumbnail, hopefully it came in right. There's one with me, one with Shawn. I don't know which one got set up in there, but we'll get Shawn's on there too. But I wanted to talk about Bitcoin and gold, but mostly gold. Okay. But I did want to bring up a couple good points here. I don't think I can show a screen. What is this setting?
Push all the buttons, see what happens. It's like the
Uh,
elevator. Just push them all. You'll end up on one of the floors. Yay!
yeah, I don't think I can do that. So
Oh
I
well.
don't think I can show it, but I'm going to tell you guys kind of what I was looking at right before I did this. So first off, everything we talk about tonight on this show is not financial advice. It's just opinions of two guys that have been stacking gold and silver for quite a while. I've also dabbled a bit into cryptos here and there. I'll share with you guys my philosophy on cryptos as well, and also my cautions on it. Um, and we're going to hit that tonight, so that's going to be kind of fun. But we're mostly going to be talking about gold and silver and how to, really shore yourself up in times of craziness, which we're seeing this week. We're seeing a lot of craziness happening this week in the markets, so we're going to hit that as well. If you have any questions, try to put them in bold. That'll make it easier for us to see them. Um, and we'll do our best to answer those for you guys. The other thing to help the channel go, hit that thumbs up. That goes a far way for the algorithm knowing that you guys are enjoying it, that you guys are watching. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and also share the channel with other people. Seriously, this channel is not growing. It is like so stagnant. I had a lot of growth this time last year. The channel went from about 1,500 subscribers very quickly to about 7,000. And then the rest of the year, from about April until um, December, it went from 7,000 to 10,000. So we got another 3,000 subscribers. So for me, look, I've got a day job. I just came back from a client wearing my suit and stuff. So this is to give back to the community, give back to you guys. And anyway, that's really what I'm trying to do and get the message out there. I got great messages. I've got great videos. I don't know why no one sees them. I don't know why YouTube doesn't show them. Maybe some of you guys have some tips for me. I've got mentors and whatever. Sometimes it takes off, sometimes it doesn't, but that's how it goes sometimes. So yeah, I'm actually about to start a third job. This is my second job, and then I'm about to start a third job. So yeah, life is kind of crazy. Even though I make good money, I live in California. It's hard to make enough money to live off of one income. Um, I support 5 adults, so that's kind of how things go right now. Some kids at college, and another kid that's getting started in the music industry, and then my wife's been working at home, but she's getting ready to help me work on a new business that we're looking to do with another community member, and we'll see if we can get things off the ground and going. So we're going to do a quick shout out, Shawn, to the folks that are on here. So we've got Frank
Yeah,
Mons.
definitely.
Surfer's eyes are going already. I'm starting to feel old these days. Silver Lightning, welcome. We've got Will. We've got Born Hunting. West Texas Stacker. Annie's on here. And Conspiracy Stacker. Let's see. We've got Kenito Warrior. Awesome. And we've got Joseph Lopez. Welcome, Joseph. He's got the best icon because I'm a big Star Wars fan, especially Darth Vader is pretty sick. So I like Stormtroopers too. We got Jim on here too. So, all right, so let's get started. Why did I put the thumbnail out there about Bitcoin? Well, whenever Bitcoin starts into, it has a 4-year cycle. Okay, it has a 4-year cycle. It starts out slow, and it's kind of low, and then they have a halving cycle that starts, and that's kind of after about a 2-year period of time. And then once that halving hits, it basically means the people that are mining it with their computers, which is mining it basically means writing to the blockchain, or when people are transacting back and forth, um, it writes to the blockchain, and people are in competition doing these crazy mathematical equations that take a massive amount of electricity on the computers to solve, and which I do think it's a feature, but it's also a not a great thing when electricity can be expensive in certain areas, as well as just the energy use and everything else. But it does protect the code, and it basically gives a reward. Okay, people are in competition for the reward. All these companies and people that are mining it, and then every 4 years it gets cut in half the amount of reward you get. And when that happens, you see shortly after that, I think it's about 8 months, you see a big bull run in Bitcoin that goes up, and then it tends to drag the altcoins, which will be things like XRP, Solana, Ethereum, and then a few months after that, those kind of spike as they'll start getting ready. People sell their Bitcoin, they move into those other coins, and then those start to spike up. And then you have the meme coins, which are like Dogecoin and Fartcoin and all these, crazy coins. And those can take off and make people crazy amounts of money. And we'll talk about those three a little bit here today, but it's not all about crypto that we're going to talk about, but I want to put it into context. So there's 4-year cycles that go on. Right now, we are in the bull market of the Bitcoin cycle. Okay. And it's having a hard time right now. So it got up to I might be wrong on this, but I think it got up to around 107 or maybe $112,000 per Bitcoin.
109.
$109,000 for Bitcoin. And you know, that's a huge amount of money compared to where it started when it was a fraction of a dollar. And it was actually a fraction of pennies. So if anybody held it that long, they made a ton of money. Most people didn't. I think the guy that made one of the first purchases with it bought 2 pizzas, and it ran him in today's, well, maybe not today's, but when it was over $100,000 of Bitcoin, it was something like $1 billion or more. So maybe it was 20 billion. I was some crazy amount of money. But anyway, it's gone up. It's made people a lot of money. Um, in my opinion, it doesn't have a lot of utility. A lot of people look at it as a store of value. When I talk to people on the internet, I talk to them about it not being a good store of value. And one of the reasons for that is it's very volatile. So it's just dropped like a rock here recently. It's gone from 109 all the way down into the low 80s, and it looks like it's going to go into the 70s here pretty soon. So an asset that does that very quickly is one that is not a risk-off asset. It's also one that's not a great store of value, but it is a store of value. There is money there. Someone's willing to pay to buy a Bitcoin right now. But here's the thing. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but gold has outperformed Bitcoin in the last 12 months. And it's also outperformed Bitcoin this year so far. And I find that very interesting because we're in a crypto bull market. How can we be in a crypto bull market and gold outperforms? That's a big question. It's also something that's kind of scary because if gold's outperforming Bitcoin in a Bitcoin bull market, it tells you a couple things. But Shawn, this is the question I have for you because I know you know a little bit about this stuff, but we're going to get into a little bit more on gold too. Um, to me, Bitcoin has only really existed since 2008 when you had quantitative easing and all the money printing going on. And so when you don't have a bunch of money printing and quantitative easing going on and really, really low interest rates, it's hard for people to take hard-earned money and put it onto something that's speculative, which cryptos are very speculative. So because of that, it has struggled quite a bit. Now they've had a few things like ETFs that have come out, and we kind of saw the same movement with Bitcoin as what happened with gold and silver when those ETFs came out, which was a big run up. And then we've also had a lot of conversations from Donald Trump and from some of his cabinet members that, well, before they were cabinet members, talking about doing a crypto reserve. And a lot of that conversation has put a lot of money into it. People have kind of chased it. Um, but what's happening is nothing else is really happening. We haven't heard anything else about what's going on with the crypto thing. With the reserve, we have heard that maybe other coins like XRP and a handful of other ISO coins that have a lot more utility than Bitcoin does. They move faster and they're being used by banks in other countries, and they could usher in the CBDC under the guise of a stablecoin. So things like that seem like they could be coming, and that's taking some of the hype away from Bitcoin because um, if all this money doesn't go into Bitcoin, then that's going to happen. Because I think it was Senator Loomis recommend, put forth a bill, Shawn, and I don't know if you picked up on this or not, but the idea was to revalue gold and bring it up, and then take the gold and sell it, and basically go buy. I think it was 200,000 Bitcoin per year for the next 5 year, and then not sell them for 10 years. And
Correct.
frankly, I think it's a crazy plan. I see no value in revaluing gold until we have to, and we're going back on a gold standard, and we're burning off the debt, which causes hyperinflation, and it's not good for anybody that's not holding precious metals. Um, but that's how you reset things when you get into the mess that we're in. Um, and that's the only time I see that makes sense to revalue gold. And we talked about that on Sunday. So if you guys haven't watched that video, go back to the live stream we did on Sunday. You'll see Shawn here on there as well. And that was very well received. We talked about Fort Knox, and we talked about the reset to a degree, but a lot about revaluing. So we kind of hit that. But I think it's really interesting to see gold and silver outperforming Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, gold has been outperforming the markets. It's outperformed the S&P 500 in the last year. It's outperformed the Nasdaq and the Dow, and that's telling. What that means is that people are concerned and they're worried, and so they're rushing to gold and they're buying it. Shawn, what happens when gold gets really expensive? What do people do?
Uh, becomes a lot harder to buy for most people since the average person only has a few $100 in their bank account and is 2 checks away from bankruptcy. It makes gold a lot harder to buy for the average person, or it makes the amount that you're normally accustomed.
Oh, I think we might be losing you, Shawn. Oh, I think we might have lost Shawn. He'll hopefully come back in here. Oh,
Oh,
there he is.
there,
Okay.
oh, there it is. Sorry, I'm in like 2.5G. The aliens just went by and took the signal, and I told them to bring it back. I said I need it for another like 30 minutes. You can have it when I'm done. Sorry, what was I saying? Oh yeah, gold expensive. Can't buy when you don't have the money. Anyway, yeah, back to the regularly scheduled program. That was just a state's identification break. Yeah, gold gets pretty expensive. It gets harder to buy. It puts it to where most people, I hear, oh, gold's too expensive to buy. I can't buy it now. Our good buddy actually, Silver Heist, actually made a good video actually about buying fractional gold and about how, when you're normally buying large amount, you don't have a certain amount of money now. Just start buying smaller. Just stay on that path. I think having, like you said, not many people have precious metals. I think precious metals is important to have in your portfolio or in your person or wherever you keep your money. It is the real money. Whether if you believe in him or not, it's been around since Christ walked the earth, and he was given gold as a birthday present, and he was portrayed for his death with 30 pieces of silver. If you take the English word silver, like I said before, and translated it into Hebrew, it means of money. Article 1, Section 10 of our Constitution says that our money must be made of gold and silver. So there's a lot of things about the reason why to have it. It's a hedge against inflation. We've talked about many things about why to have. It's a good thing to have in emergencies. You need a large sum of money real quick. The bank's not going to loan you a certain amount of money, or they'll only give you like a certain amount of money per day, or your bank account might have a limit about what your daily withdrawal might be. They may only let you have $1,000 per day, and you might need a couple thousand. That's when you have a couple ounces of gold or some silver to sell, you're good to go. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why they have it, but when it gets too expensive, it becomes harder for, like I said, the most person to buy. I don't think people should stop buying, and I think it's something that where you're constantly dollar. Years before that, it was $1,000 an ounce. You just got a certain time, but gold and silver is going to keep going up and to the right. Yeah, we're going to have our dips, like any market's going to be up and down, but everything all goes up and to the right. It's just how historical charts are shown, and the more they keep printing money, the more they have all this stuff we need to have happen that it's going to require printing money or authorizing money. I mean, if we're going to go from $36 trillion to $40 trillion, it means they're going to add about 10% to the debt, which means that 10% more inflation. It's the gold will then protect you that you'll have to, instead of your dollar being worth 90 cents of the dollar, you'll now continue with that $1.10. So, I mean, I can keep going.
Also, so a couple things I want to point out. First, gold doesn't actually go up in value. It stays pretty much where it's at. When it goes up in value, that's when everything else is coming unhinged, and the only thing people want is gold. So that's one of the things to kind of think about. So what you're seeing is when Shawn's talking about that, is first you end up having a rise. So the gold price goes up compared to the dollar. But what's really happening is the dollar's going down in purchase power. So think of it like this. Every time you buy gold, you're locking in your purchase power at that moment. When gold gets to 3,000, when it gets to 4,000, when it gets to 5,000, I'm going to keep buying. I may not be able to buy a full ounce. And so that's where fractional can start to come into play. You've got half ounces, quarter ounces. You got me echoing. Okay, let me take these out. Maybe that's not. Is that better? No, it's totally echoing. Okay, guys, just let it here.
I don't have an echo. It might be on your end.
Hmm.
Gotta love the technology, right? It's all going to destroy us eventually. We've seen the movies. I don't know why we keep with this stuff. Someone needs to pull the plug. I'm not the
okay.
One
if you hear an echo, put a 1.
If you hear an echo, put a 1.
I can hear an echo, but
it sounds clear to me.
there's a lot of ones. Okay. We're going to restart the stream and we'll come right back.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Part 2 comes soon.